Hi, I'm Bruce Hough. I'm the Council President for the Great Salt Lake Council of the Boy Scouts of America.
What is all markets to you?
When we think about all markets in the Great Salt Lake Council, we really think about serving every boy, regardless of their religious affiliation, ethnicity, income, whatever their circumstance may be. All markets to me really is the reflection that all boys are part of the Boy Scouting program.
What are the changes you have seen since the implementation of the All Markets program?
Since we began the idea of including refugees as an example, or other diverse population groups, there's really a new energy to what we do, I think, in the Boy Scouting movement here in this council. We have this great opportunity of not just doing what we've always done, reaching out, being more inclusive in everything that we do. The thing that is most exciting, I think, is the fact that not only do we involve these boys in a wonderful program that teaches them the principles of scouting, but it involves many adults who would otherwise not be involved in scouting, and giving them the opportunity to be mentors and to participate in something that isn't just serving scouting, but is serving the entire community.
The All Markets program impacted the community.
One thing that's been very important in this community is the fact that it's very welcoming to the refugee community, for example, and to really those who come to this country from many other places around the globe. It's a welcoming community, and as such, they, as families, are here looking for employment, looking to learn English, looking to do the things that integrate themselves into society. And the fact that we have a Boy Scouting program that can involve their children takes a tremendous burden off of those who come here looking for a better life, because it gives them a direction for those young people. We've had many anecdotal instances of how it has saved these youth from entering gangs, and of course the gang movement in any community is destructive to the entire community, whether you live in that particular area or not. There's a cost to society. And in one community alone, with the involvement of scouting over the last 8 years in the ethnically diverse population there, we had reported from the local police department a 75% reduction in gang-related crime. Those are statistics, but more importantly, that means that we have boys and young men who are doing well in school, preparing for careers, being good citizens, being kind to others, and employing those principles of the Scout Oath and Law.
What are some of the challenges you have seen with the program, and what did you do to overcome them?
You know, every time you embark on a new venture, you're experimenting. You're trying to figure out the right way to do things. And so every time we are looking at a new program, we have to figure out a way to do it, because there's no handbook that says this is the way you do this program or this new initiative. And this was particularly in the case in our All Markets initiatives. It really has been a bit trial by error, but mostly it's been about people with wonderful willingness and great hearts to step up and to really make a difference. And the challenges really, I mean, they're numerous. Language, custom, the traditions, that now they're in an environment where it's completely different. And how do we integrate them into this society? At the same time, how do we respect those traditions and their culture and their religious beliefs, so that everything that scouting has to offer is available to them, but it's available to them on their basis as well. And so it takes patience, it takes trial and error, and it really takes fundamentally a love for boys. And I think that's what really allows us to overcome any obstacle is, starting with the right heart, with the right principles of scouting in our heart, and demonstrating that love through action in working with these boys.
In your opinion, what are the best practices of this council regarding all markets?
I think that one of the most important things that we did as a council was we dedicated professional staff to this. By doing that, it put an emphasis, it made it a real part of our program. Our volunteers have been absolutely essential, but without the professional staff to back them up and to be their resource, they tend to be without the guidance that may be necessary to really keep it along the structure of the Boy Scout program. And we know that program works. And so we don't have to reinvent the program aspect of what we're trying to accomplish. And so having a professional assigned or professionals engaged in this all markets program, it's sort of like what you emphasize with resources ultimately gets done. And that is a resource of money, time, and talent. And clearly we've invested in this area. And it's been an investment without the associated new revenue. We've had to go out and find new sources of revenue to help support this part of our program.
What is your vision for this program in the next 5 years?
To me, is most important about the All Markets program is that we as the Boy Scouts of America have a fundamental purpose to serve youth, to help them in this mission that we have of teaching these ethical and moral principles that they can use throughout their life and making those kinds of decisions in an appropriate way. We are looking to serve the most vulnerable in society. The children, the youth are the most vulnerable, and we have an obligation to reach out to every one of those and to give them that opportunity. Not all of them will accept it. Not every parent will be supportive, but they need to know that they have the opportunity. And so my goal as council president, and I think our goal as a council, is to make sure that every young person knows and has the ability to be a part of scouting. And if that is afforded them, we're going to have a lot who take advantage of that opportunity. But everyone ought to at least know that they can, and that they have that choice. That choice is not going to be restricted by their level of income, by their ethnicity, by their religious affiliation, that it is their choice to join scouting, and that we'll remove any obstacle to them being able to join.
What advice would you give to other councils starting this program?
If a council is interested in really creating an all markets initiative, it really starts with the leadership. There has to be a commitment. You have to basically want to do it. And when you want to do it, that means you have to also be willing to support it, both financially, through the efforts of volunteers and professionals. And it's a commitment. It's not a 3-month program. This is a generational program. We've been engaged in this for over 8 years, and it's taken us years to figure out, how to do this to a certain extent. But it's also allowed us now to accelerate the program exponentially by understanding that this is a need fundamentally in our community, and that we are maybe the best answer exists for these youth who are underserved by the community. Then it just becomes a commitment. We have to just simply say, we're going to do this. We're going to put the resources behind making this happen, and we're going to make sure every boy has the opportunity to be blessed by the program that scouting offers.